This video contains a review of much of what we've done in Unit 12, both stuff that we did while we were still at school and stuff that you've been doing in the time that you've been at home. So I don't want to talk through as much of this and more leave it for you as a review. So for some of them, I'm going to ask you to pause, try them and check. And others of them, I'm going to leave them for you to try and then I'll check them after you've submitted them. This one looks a little bit longer, but still goes pretty quickly. And we've been practicing all this stuff so much, I don't think you'll have any issues. Let's talk about number 1 first. It says, write the polynomial in standard form. Remember, standard form means degree starts high and goes low. And then we're asked to say what the degree is of this polynomial. I'd also like to add something to that. I'm going to say classify based on degree and number of terms. So when you do this problem to try it out, I'd like you to try and do that. And then number 2 is all naming based on degree and number of terms. So pause, take a minute to do 1 and 2, do all 3 parts of 2. And then when you're ready to compare answers, press play and take a peek. So take a look at how we started with the 5th degree term and ended with the constant term in number 1. So that's a degree of 5 because that's the term with highest degree, and we call that a quintic polynomial in 5 terms. You can see our vocab for 2a, 2b, and 2c. The cubic, quadratic, and linear describe the degree of the polynomial, and monomial, trinomial, and binomial describe how many terms they contain. In problems 3 through 8, you're being asked to do some adding and subtracting of polynomials, which you reviewed in yesterday's assignment, as well as some multiplication of polynomials, which you also reviewed in yesterday's assignment. Try these 6 problems. When you get done, push play again to be able to compare. So push pause now so you can try them for yourself. You will probably want to pause so that you can take a look at all 6 problems. Check your work. See if you can find any mistakes by looking through the steps. If there are things that you're struggling with, it's probably time to ask for a Zoom conference if you haven't already so that we can go over some of these things. Next, we have a factoring section, and that's what we've spent most of these 2.5 weeks on. So we have 3 problems. I would like you to try all 3 of them as your assignment. So try these 3 factoring problems. And when you are done, you're going to take a picture of your completed work and submit it in the Google Classroom. I'm going to encourage you to look at some of the work that you've done from the previous days if you feel stuck on any of these problems. And I'm going to remind you always to look for a GCF before you start any problem.